Hey, what's up, YouTube? Okay, so there's been some stuff circulating around the interwebs about the water in the Gulf region bubbling, and I saw a vid on this a few days ago. I couldn't track it down again, where some guy actually was filming the surf, and he said that it was bubbling, although you couldn't tell by the video. But in the last few days, some more people have said this, and just now I was able to confirm it through the RSOE Emergency and Disaster Information Service, and I'll read the line to you here. Situation update number 21. The surf line at Pensacola Beach in Florida Panhandle is bubbling with toxic acids as if it was boiling. Okay, so that's now confirmed. And now what I want to bring to your attention are two articles. In particular, this first one is the 1998 tsunami in Papua New Guinea. And let me read this one excerpt from the article. Of course, all the links will be in the description. People went to the beach to investigate the unusual noise and observed that the sea was boiling or bubbling and had receded 50 meters or so, exposing the nearshore seabed. They then saw a wave develop in the distance as a dark line on a sea surface that otherwise reflected the light of the sky. The wave approached, and then, when within 200 to 300 meters from the beach, started to break, rolling from the top. Smoke or haze rose from the top of the wave, and many saw a red glow in the top of the wave. Okay, so just to recap that point, many observed that the sea was boiling or bubbling. And now I'm going to jump down and read another little excerpt from this article. Gas escape on a more modest scale caused the boiling of the ocean that was reported by many eyewitnesses. This was the escape of gas that is normally held in equilibrium in the seafloor sediments. The gas escapes when pressure at the seafloor is reduced at the time of extreme lowering of sea level that precedes the arrival of the positive tsunami wave. Okay, so what we had in 1998 in Papua New Guinea was basically a big earthquake followed by a tsunami. And prior to this tsunami, the sea there was boiling or bubbling, just like apparently what we have in the Gulf now. I want to read a little bit more about this from this article. And again, I'm sort of just picking and choosing some lines here and jumping around. So on the evening of 17th July 1998, on the Atapi, probably butchered that, coast of Papua New Guinea, a strongly felt earthquake was followed some 10 to 25 minutes later by a destructive tsunami. The tsunami comprised three waves. The second of the three waves rose to a height of 10 to 15 meters above sea level after it had crossed the shoreline, and the second one was the one that caused the most damage. So you're looking at about 50 feet high once it got onto shore. Maximum wave heights and greatest damage were recorded along a 14-kilometer sector of coast centered on Sisano Lagoon. So this thing in Papua New Guinea was only 14 kilometers wide. It wasn't like that far and widespread. However, in the area that this tsunami hit, 20 to 40% of the population was killed. It was only about 1,600 people. Not that that's only, but hey, 1,600 people. I think there's like 4 million people that live in Papua New Guinea. 1,600 people killed, 1,000 injured, 10,000 displaced. It also notes that, it says, on the possible escape of petroleum and other gases from beneath the sea floor. So they were discussing what was in the tsunami wave and possible petroleum and other gases. There were reports from survivors that there was oil in the water, and these people also reported the smell of kerosene, petrol, or oil in the area as well. So that's it, folks. I advise everybody to take a look at this link and read through it. It's pretty interesting, and I see direct correlation to what we're seeing right now, which is actually a pretty scary thought if that thing were to go off in a much larger scale. Now, the second article I'm going to drop in here was Lake Nyos, I don't know if I'm saying that right either, NYOS, in the northwest region of Cameroon in, what year was this? 2001? No. I don't know. I don't see the date that this happened. Oh wait, 1986. Okay, so in 1986 in Lake Nyos in Cameroon, there was what they call a limnic eruption, which is basically a sudden release of carbon dioxide from underneath this lake. And this came out, and basically carbon dioxide is heavier than air, so it came out like a giant cloud, like a thick fog that just rolled across the land, and it basically suffocated everything that got in its way. People, animals, whatever. Again, in this disaster, there's about 1,700 people killed, 3,500 livestock, a whole bunch of animals, whatever. And here's another thing that I found interesting in this article, this Lake Nyos. The normally blue waters of the lake turned a deep red after the outgassing due to iron-rich water from the deep rising to the surface and then being oxidized by the air. So, deep red after oxidizing with the air. Does that sound like anything we've been watching on a BP feed for months now? I don't know. These two articles, I see a lot of stuff in them that could, be directly relevant to what's going on right now. And I advise everybody to take a look, let some people know if you know people in the Gulf Coast region. And, I'm not into the fear-mongering, and I'm not into the, I'm not one to say, hey, you know what, everybody's got to evacuate, run away, scream, panic, and all this kind of stuff. But at the same time, we know that we're not being told the truth, and, people have to make some hard decisions about whether you want to get into the situation where you're going to have to deal with some serious disaster and something that comes on quickly, not something where the air is bad and over the course of a few years, you're sick. We're talking about like that giant tsunami we saw a couple years ago. Where was that? In Indonesia or something? Thailand? I don't even remember. Do you want to be in the situation where you have to deal with something on that magnitude and that scale? Or do you, want to take some preventative measures and think about what your plan is? I mean, I don't know. I don't have any answers for people. I'm not in the situation. I'm up in the Northeast, so, I don't know. But I do know that people need to think about it. And definitely I would advise everybody to check out these two articles. Links are in the box later, YouTube.